So having run my personal branding agency for the past few years, I've generated millions of followers, I've generated hundreds of millions of views, and I get asked all the time, how many followers do you need to actually make really good money from a personal brand? And people always assume that you need a lot of followers, but it's actually not true. And it's actually quite easy and quite realistic to make at minimum six figures from a personal brand that is actually very small. And by very small, I mean only a few thousand followers, which in these days is a very small personal brand. But you don't need to have a lot of followers to make money. So I'm going to explain three things that you need to do with your personal brand in order to actually make money from it when it is kind of small. So the first thing you need to do, and actually let me back up just a little bit. So I just want to give you a little bit of context. So a client of mine, they have an extremely niche, weird product. They only have like 10,000 followers on Instagram, and we were able to run a launch on their account and they made 85K in 4 days. We have another client who has, I think, about 11K on Twitter and just over 10K on IG. Very small audience, especially in comparison to the multi-million follower audiences that we have with other clients. And he's making over $50,000 a month selling his coaching. So just for some context, those are the kind of numbers that can be possible with a small personal brand of a few thousand to 10,000-ish followers on IG or Twitter or whatever. So the first thing you need to know is that you need to focus on the quality of your follower over the quantity of your follower. Most people, they just try to put out the most viral engineered content, and they want to go extremely viral, get hundreds of millions of views on a video, and they don't really think, what's the quality of that follower? Because 99.9% of people on social media that are watching social media content are kind of brain dead, to be quite honest. They're not smart. They don't have much money. They just randomly scroll videos and consume. If you look at their phone watch time, they're probably at like God knows how many hours a day on TikTok or IG or whatever. And they just spend all their time on social media. They're not really a high quality follower. They probably don't have a very well paying job or whatever it is. Most people focus on that, just going as viral as they possibly can and building as big of an audience as they possibly can. And they never really think about quality. So what you need to do is actually really hone in on quality. And lower view counts are not necessarily bad if your content is hyper niche and being targeted to a hyper niche audience. And whenever you target to a hyper niche audience, you actually have a very high quality audience because they are super, super niche. And they're coming back and watching your stuff time and time again, even though you're not getting a lot of views. Like for example, that one client I told you about that had 10,000 followers and $85,000 in 4 days. They sold a certification to doctors that wanted to learn how to harness the sunlight, the sun's energy, to cure their patients' diseases. How weird is that? Like their videos would maximum get 15,000 views. And the average was only like between 1,000 and 2,000 views, which is not a lot, but it was bringing in a lot of leads in order for them to actually make 100K a month, which they went on to do with such a small audience. So first thing is quality over quantity. Realize that you do not need a lot of followers. You want to be focusing on the quality of your followers, and that's going to be reflected in your content. The second thing you need to do, and just bear with me because I have my notes on my iPhone. The second thing you need to do is sell expensive things. It's going to be really hard to make a lot of money if you're selling stuff that's cheap. And by cheap, I mean less than $1,000. You want to be trying to sell things for a few $1,000s because believe me, it's the same effort to sell something for $100 as it is to sell it for $5,000. It's basically the same effort. You still have to write the ad and put out the promotion and send people to a source where they can either buy or book a call or whatever it is. It's the same effort, right? So if you're going to go through all that effort, you may as well get, at least one person paying you, $5K or a few K or whatever, instead of, 100 people paying you, $50 or whatever. It's significantly easier to do that. And your life is going to be much better as well because you won't need to spend so much effort to make, that six figures. Because all you need, if you're selling a 5K thing, all you need is 2 people a month to buy that and you're making 10K a month. And that's the holy grail number, for a lot of people in the personal branding world, make 10K a month. So you want to be selling high ticket because, one, it makes it easier to make more money quicker because obviously you're charging more money per person. And secondly, your life is going to be much better because you have less to fulfill. You have less to fulfill. You don't have hundreds and hundreds or thousands of people, pulling your attention in all these different ways. You have less people to make sure that they get results, right? It's going to be, and the third thing is, it's going to be easier for you to give that person results because all you need to do is focus on a handful of people rather than hundreds and hundreds of people and constantly be updating some course and this and that. Always sell high ticket. Attract quality people and sell them expensive things. It's much better to sell expensive things to high quality rich people than it is to sell cheap things to poor people that are stupid or whatever. And finally, the third thing that you want to be doing is, in order to attract high quality followers and high quality viewers that are willing to pay big money, is by posting daily niche content. You don't need 50,000, 100,000, million views on a video to make good money. All you need is 1,000 to 5,000 views per video, and you will be able to attract people that are actually interested in buying what you're selling. And like I said, when you're selling expensive things, all you need are a handful of people to actually build a thriving business. 10 people at 5K, you're making 50K a month. And if you're posting one video a day, 30 videos in a month, and each video is getting, 2K views, well, that's 60,000 people that seen your video. You only need 10 of those to actually buy your stuff at 5K to be making 50K a month. The numbers really stack up when you break it down like that. And so you need to be posting daily niche content. With a doctor client I mentioned, or that was selling to doctors, their stuff was as niche as you could get. They literally would be talking about how blue light, causes cancer, and how to use the sun's energy to heal diseases. And they were doing these scientifically worded, videos, super lightly edited, nothing crazy, just captions on screen. They were doing podcasts with other doctors that were talking in really complex terms. Not engineered for the mass market at all, but they did it. They posted every single day, and they were speaking directly to a high quality avatar, which is doctors. And obviously doctors have money because they make a lot of money, especially in America. So focus on quality over quantity in terms of your followers. Sell expensive things, a few grand, because you only need a few of those sales to actually make good money. And the third thing is post daily niche value. You can't post a couple times a week. You have to post every single day a video that's going to be actually giving your niche some kind of value. So hopefully this was valuable to you. If you liked it, like the thing, like the video, whatever, subscribe, all that stuff, leave a comment. I respond to everybody. I don't get that many comments, so I would love it if you did comment, and if you did have a question, I will answer it super in-depth. Anything about personal branding, business, marketing, whatever it is. And yeah, that's pretty much it. See ya.